Hey everybody, Nathan out here with the wonderful Meg Turney.
What's your favorite WoW class to play, and why do you choose Horde over Alliance?
I have no idea what any of those words mean.
What are some of your favorite bands, artists, and albums?
My favorite artists are in this order. Number 1, the Backstreet Boys. Number 2, Eminem. Number 3, Taylor Swift. My favorite album all time, like all of my favorite albums are soundtracks. Like the soundtrack to Pokemon the first movie, the soundtrack to Prince of Egypt, the soundtrack to Space Jam, the soundtrack to Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, the soundtrack to The Lion King. All of my favorite albums are movie soundtracks, especially from the 90s. Outside of that, I would say like my favorite album ever is definitely Suit by Nelly. I've had that whole entire thing memorized since like 2 months before it even came out. I swear, I did.
How did you deal with the first time you got rejected, or did you ever even get rejected by a guy or girl?
I have done nothing but get rejected in my life, and I've learned to handle it so much better as I got older. When I was young, I used to think I was the shit because I was very athletic, I was very smart. For some reason, I'd fool myself into thinking I was pretty damn sexy. I thought I was like this ultimate human being, like far beyond the level of any competitor. And so when someone got rejected, I took it very, like, personally, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm perfect. But then, like, by the time I got into, especially by the time I got into high school, it got to a point where if a girl rejected me, I basically just started crying and crying and crying and crying, and I just never stopped crying. Of course, never when people were around to see it. I would always go home and cry myself to sleep. Nowadays, I don't have to handle rejection because I just decided to stop asking girls out. Fuck that. If a girl likes me, she can ask me out. Whatever happened to feminism, or was that all bullshit? Let her ask me out. Shit.
Are you looking forward for on E3 or a game that will be coming?
Please, Meg, I will only answer questions if you use proper English.
What's your view on dirty talk?
I don't really feel like it's a necessity to anybody's life. However, if you enjoy it, then sure, why not? Go ahead. But I personally just no. It has no place in my life. I mean, that's what music is for.
I always wondered, are you a natural redhead? If not, what's your natural hair color?
My hair's not red. It never was. I mean, this is the only hair color I've ever had, and as you can see, it's black. However, when it starts getting really long, and especially when I'm out there in the summer sun, the ends of it start turning like a shade of brown, and I just think that's kind of cool. I'll show you it sometime when it finally grows back. It's gonna take a few years.
Answer the next question in an Australian accent.
Gladly, mate. I love a good Aussie accent.
If you could make love to, aka bang, thanks for clarifying, a historical figure, who would it be? General Patton, Cleopatra, or maybe Burt Reynolds? Is Burt Reynolds now a historical figure?
That's a good question. Actually, off the top of my head, Grace Kelly is the first one that pops into my head. She was smoking, you know, but also one thing, I don't know why I thought of this, but when I was a kid, like in elementary school when I first was exposed to like slavery, you know, that's when it was back in elementary school that I first heard that about all this shit that had went down back then, and for some reason I just got it in my head that one day I would get a time machine and I would go back in time, I would find a plantation and I would fuck the owner's wife. That's just... So yeah, I think to answer your question, I would go bang a plantation owner's wife. I would just bang the shit out of it. Tear that pussy up.
What would it take to go on a date with you?
Oh, you're embarrassing me. You really are. I'm flattered. I honestly am. It's just that I'm not at a point in my life where dating is a good idea for me. I finally, after so many years, I reached a point in my life where I'm really okay being single. I've got so many goals I'm focused on achieving right now, and I'm getting so much closer to being there than I am right now. I can see the progress I've made, and I can see that there's really not that much left to go if I just keep fighting for it. And for me, I think if a girl really wanted to go out with me, all it would take is persistence. Just keep asking over and over again, and eventually I'll cave and say yes. But before then, the first thing I've got to tell any girl who asks me out, because I would never ask a girl out like ever again. I've been rejected too many times, and I just don't feel like it anymore. If a girl really likes me, then yeah, she can ask me out. But anyways, what I wanted to say is, if a girl ever does decide to ask me out, especially right now, I have to say no, just because, if nothing else, must inform you on multiple levels that there's so much shit going on in my life right now. I'm in school. When I'm not in class, I've got homework, and when I'm not in, and then I've also got a full-time job working 40 hours a week. I've also got three vlog channels on YouTube. I've got this one, Nathan Lyle Official, Nathan Lyle Covers, The Fan Perspective. I upload videos to all three of those on a regular basis, and aside from all of that, I've got my writing that I love to do. I love working on stories, and I haven't been able to do enough of that. Unfortunately, at some point in time, I do have to go to sleep, and that's, and so I've just got too much going on in my life, and I don't have enough time to really dedicate to a relationship. I can't really commit to another person right now.
If you could venture into space, what celestial body would you visit?
If I go into outer space, I'm gonna visit everything. Honestly, I'm never fucking coming back. I'm just gonna go to every single fucking planet, explore the shit out of it, defeat whatever alien race is there, claim myself as the leader, establish a new order, then move on to the next one. Once I've conquered the entire Milky Way, I'm gonna move on to the next galaxy and do the same fucking shit until somebody finally kills me, or until I've got enough power that I can beat the shit out of Goku, because he's just boss.
Would you ever consider switching to PC gaming?
I don't really play games at all anymore. I've played online games. I don't know if that really qualifies as PC gaming, things like CandyStand.com, but I don't even play the console anymore. Honestly, I'm looking at my PS3 right now, and it's just covered in dust. I haven't used it in months. I'm so busy with everything else I'm doing. And games aren't really that exciting to play. I really just love having a good story. And honestly, nowadays, most games, I just go on YouTube and watch walkthroughs. That's what I did when Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance came out. I just went online and watched somebody else upload a video of them playing through the game. And that was I fucking loved it, because I like the story more than I do actually pressing the buttons.
What does it mean to be successful?
Well, the dictionary defines success as the achievement of intention, and that's kind of how I personally define success too. When you finally achieve a goal that you set for yourself. Like for me, I'll tell myself okay, I want to finish this paper by Sunday so I can have time to rewrite it on Monday, and then when I turn it in on Tuesday, I can find something that I'm really proud of, rather than just starting it Tuesday morning and turning it in 2 minutes after class ends. But little goals like that along the way, and also major life goals like actually graduating college. I'm getting that much closer to that. I'm more than halfway there. And maybe even, I'm more than halfway to my associate's degrees at least. I may go on to do bachelor's or possibly even master's, just so I can say I have a PhD. Though that's not necessarily something I'm really focused on right now. Right now I'm focused on the associate's degree. Yeah, for me, success is something that is measured by what you want out of life, and were you able to get it without sacrificing too much. One of my goals was to be interviewed by one of the SourceFed hosts. Meg, it's been a pleasure talking to you as always, and I hope you have a really great weekend. Hope we can do this again sometime.